how Siddaramaiah Sarkara and the industry, where it seems like truce is on the cards. How exactly? Because sources are telling India Today that DKS has assured that he will address all the grievances that have been raised by industries. Now, sources also tell India Today that Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw met with DK Shivakumar for niece's wedding invite, and according to sources, DKS and Shaw discussed the infrastructure mess in Bengaluru, how it has been on the rise, as she also raised complaints over how the Karnataka government must take control and repair the situation. Now, it seems like industry in Karnataka coming together with the Karnataka government, and the two sides discussing on how the infrastructure has been on a downfall, the infrastructure that has been crumbling in Karnataka, and that the Karnataka government has just been a keen watcher, not done much about it, not really taken steps to be able to control the situation, while there are several deaths that have been reported due to potholes and due to the craters on the roads. Many such videos of those potholes, of the traffic snarls, of how it takes so much time for any civilian in Bengaluru to get from point A to point B, any citizen in Bengaluru who has been suffering, and the quality of life that has been on the dip. With that, DKS is now saying that he will certainly address these grievances. That picture and this video on your screens that emerged of how Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw met with DK Shivakumar while this was at a niece's wedding, but they discussed serious issues of the crumbling infrastructure in Bengaluru, of how the Karnataka government must take very stringent measures, and listen in to what industries are saying. In fact, we'll also have my colleagues join us shortly to take us through the details of what transpired during this meeting that wasn't planned officially, that wasn't scheduled officially. However, this happened at a wedding that both of them were a part of. And sources tell India Today that this wasn't just a casual conversation, but more that was discussed between the two. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw really putting forth the grievances of how industries are at the receiving end, given the poor quality of life, given the crumbling infrastructure in Bengaluru. People, of course, have been complaining, and this is out there for how people have been suffering in Bengaluru. But DKS assuring Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw that they will certainly do the needful, and those are the pictures, those are the videos that India Today has accessed of how the two sides discussed to working towards constructing the infrastructure, saving the city of Bengaluru together. Sagairaj joining us on the broadcast with further details of what the situation is on the ground and what really transpired as part of this meeting, Sagai.
See, on the pretext of inviting Deputy Chief Minister and Bengaluru in charge Minister DK Shivakumar for her niece's wedding, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw visited and extended the invitation to DK Shivakumar, and subsequently they have also discussed about the various issues which Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw has been raised on social media. If you notice that of late she is very vocal about the grievances, especially when it comes to bad road craters, littering every nook and corner of Bengaluru, and she has highlighted all those things on social media, and she was being criticized by both pro-Karnataka activists as well as the Congress leaders, and now she met them and she has also discussed about all these issues. DK Shivakumar has assured that they will try to resolve all these problems as soon as possible.
It certainly does extend a ray of hope that DK Shivakumar has responded very positively, Sagai Raj, because you would remember that session that had happened during the India Today South conclave, where DKS himself had very brazenly admitted that there are more than 10,000 potholes, so much so that he went on to say that our numbers are wrong and our numbers reflect lesser of what the larger issue is. Now, you yourself, along with Nagarjun, have also spoken to DKS, where he went on this drive where he said that we are working towards improving the situation, with Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, an industrialist largely, coming together to work towards this, to raise this with the Karnataka government. How does this add pressure, and how do you see them inducting ways and means to solve the problem?
The government says that they are moving heaven and earth to ensure that they fill all the potholes and craters across the city, and they even have asked people to come forward and upload the photos of potholes if they find anywhere, and they have created a separate app for them, and even the photos and visuals which has been shared on social media, which has been tagged to the Greater Bengaluru Authority, is also been taken cognizance by them and taken a note of it, and thereafter they raise a complaint. So the government is saying that they are doing their level best to ensure that they fill the potholes, and much before they could even finish the work, there are grievances which has been raised by the technocrats like Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw and Mohandas Pai. And if you notice that the government is also getting support from the pro-Karna activists, stating that the government have been targeted by the technocrats here in Bengaluru. As we speak now, she just entered Ashwath Narayan's residence here in Dollars Colony, and she is in meeting with the BJP MLA Ashwath Narayan, and probably we'll get to know what was the purpose of the meeting of her Ashwath Narayan today.
Right, Sagairaj, certainly looking very positive with the way the industrialists are now raising this with the Karnataka government and working largely with the opposition. But just the fact that cognizance is being taken, and if together a solution can be sought to ensure that some sort of a relief comes in for the people of Bengaluru, then it will be good news. But fact also remains that while they are working towards the potholes, traffic again is a huge problem across Bengaluru, and how much time people are taking. Why we see also industries moving out of Bengaluru, or some even talking about it, or that chatter that has been on the rise. So in that sense, there will have to be a larger perspective, a larger outlook towards how this can be resolved. All right, not too sure if Sagairaj is still connected with us, but there you see, those are the pictures and videos captured at a wedding where Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw met with DK Shivakumar. Now, one would ideally think that the two met and discussed cordial and other conversations that may have surfaced, but it was more than that. It was to discuss the infrastructure problems of Bengaluru. And Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, like Sagairaj told us, is also meeting with the opposition in Karnataka. In fact, she is meeting with the BJP MLA right now, as this is an issue that industrialists are now taking up in Karnataka.